Welch, and this is my teaching video on April 4th, 2013. So my question is, Mrs. Johnson has 380 oranges to distribute among 85 students. She wants each boy to get 4 oranges and each girl to get 5 oranges. How many of the students are boys and how many are girls? So since we don't know how many boys and girls there are, we need to solve an equation to figure those out. So we need to set them to a variable. We'll let G represent the number of girls. And we'll let the letter B represent the number of boys. And we know that there's 85 students total, so girls plus boys equals 85. And so we can just decide which variable we want to solve for, and let's solve for the number of boys. And so we know to figure that out, it would be the number of students minus the number of boys. So we know that we want each boy to get 4 oranges and each girl to get 5, and that will equal 380 oranges total. So 4b plus 5, and you take that equation right here and put it here, which is 85 minus b equals 380. And so now we just need to solve the equation, and you bring 4b down, and so 5 times 85 is 425 minus 5 times b, which is 5b, equals 380. So now we just need to compare like terms. So 425 has nothing on this side, and 4b minus 5b is going to give you a negative b, and that equals 380. And so to figure out what b is, we need to get the variable on one side. And so to avoid negatives, we'll just add b to this side. So you have 380 plus b, and that equals 425. So now you can subtract the 380 from each side to figure out what b is. And that gives you 45 equals b. And then you just substitute that back into the equation, because now we know b is 45. So 85 minus 45 equals 40. And that's how many girls there are. So we know girls equals 40 and boys equals 45. And so if this equation is hard for your students to solve, you could also show them a way to do it with a table, which is like a guess and check method. So you would set up the table with boys, girls, and the total number of students there is, and we know that's 85. So you could just have your students pick a number. So if they did 20 for boys and 65 for girls, that equals 85. And then you would just set up another chart to figure out the amount of oranges. We know that boys can have 4, the girls have 5, and there's 380 oranges. So you would take 20 times 4, which is 80, 65 times 5, which is 325. You would add those two together, and that would give you 405, which doesn't equal the 380 we need, so they would just pick a new number. So if they did 30 and 55, that still gives you 85. You would do 30 times 4, which is 120, 55 times 5, which is 275. Add those together, and that gives you 395. We know we're getting closer, but that's still not it. So then if you did 45 and 40, that equals 85. You would do 45 times 4, which is 180, and 40 times 5, which is 200, and that gives you 380, which is the amount of oranges that we need. And then you can see that these numbers right here match Thank you.